Now, I know I went one day without speaking about Bud Light, but I gotta be honest with you, that was one day too long. Apparently, now we have the marketing manager that used to work for Bud Light apparently blasting Bud Light in public about their Dylan Mulvaney ad. And I find this interesting because this is someone who previously worked for Bud Light, and it was the same person who gave us some of the most famous ads we've ever seen for the brand. And for someone of this caliber to make this comment, I find it to be very, very interesting. So we're going to get into the article, guys. But of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like so you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm. This article comes to us from New York Post, and it says marketing guru behind iconic Bud Light ads blasts self-inflicted Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. It says Anheuser-Busch's former chief creative officer, whose iconic ads includes the I Love You Man commercials and the talking frogs. Oh man, remember the talking frogs? God, I can't believe the talking frogs is like a thing of the past because I remember seeing them on TV when I was growing up, which is crazy. The fact that they mentioned it just made me go down memory lane. It's nuts. It says blast the company's Belgian parent InBev over Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. It took us 20 years to take Bud Light beer to the number one beer in the country, and it took them 1 week to dismantle it. Robert Lackey told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch this week. Well, that's the problem. See, when people don't know how to create anything, and when they try to do this whole fake diversity thing, they don't respect the amount of work that it took to get the brand to where it was. They don't respect the client base and the customers that that particular brand has fostered over the last 20 some odd years. They don't respect it. You got all these young blood people coming in and not giving a damn about what came before because they think they know better. And the funny thing is, 9 times out of 10, they have been proven to never know better. And that's the issue. Bud Light, as this man said, Bud Light lost 20 years of work, 20 years of proper marketing, 20 years of brand development. They lost 20 years of that in just 1 week. I would say even less than 1 week, but if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, let's say 1 week. It's just insane stuff, man. So it says Anheuser-Busch has suffered from a complete lack of corporate oversight, which is probably true, and it's been that way since InBev took the company over, he added in the Monday interview. Lackey, who now runs his own consulting firm in St. Louis, RCL Group, told the Post on Wednesday it's pretty obvious InBev continues to fan the flames on their own with their defensive comments. Well, that's the thing with these companies. They're gonna get very defensive. It's just gonna happen. Like there's no way. Look at Disney. Disney does it the same thing. Whenever you try to give them criticism on anything, they call you racist. They call you phobic. They call you this, that, and the third. They even have them pre-ready to go just to try to beat the punch of the people who they know are gonna complain about the product because people are tired of it. It's the same thing with these kind of corporations. So they're gonna be very well ready and very well aware of what's coming. They know what they're doing. Don't let these people fool you and try to make it seem as if they're so stupid they have no idea what they're doing. They definitely knew what they were doing when they hired Dylan Mulvaney for that one post and that one camp, whatever you want to call it, that the CEO was saying. It doesn't matter. Just because it was one post, one can, one influencer, one whatever, none of that matters because it was one too many, and you knew exactly what you were doing going after Dylan Mulvaney. It says he declined to comment further about the controversy. The marketing guru created many of Anheuser-Busch's Super Bowl ad campaigns in the 1990s and 2000s, including the spot in which three frogs sit on lily pads and croak out Budweiser. I mean, those are iconic though. You know, like marketing, sometimes marketing, the simplest thing is the best, right? So the simplest way of marketing your product will sometimes be the way that'll hit the best. And when it comes to the frogs, that was exactly what it was. All you had to do was see the logo in the background, the three frogs doing their Budweiser thing, and that was it. Guarantee you this ad sold way more beer than the Dylan Mulvaney ad could ever even think of selling. It's just the honest truth. It says Lackey also spearheaded Bud's incessant What's Up promo and the ad showing the company's famed Clydesdales playing football. In addition, Lackey served as Bud Light's brand manager during his 20-year tenure, producing the I Love You Man and Real Men of Genius campaigns. Lackey left Anheuser-Busch in 2009, 4 months after InBev acquired the company and began aggressive cost-cutting measures, including several rounds of layoffs. Well, see, that's the thing. Whenever a company buys another company, the first thing they're going to do is to try to lower costs as much as they can. And what do? They always go after payroll. And that's why a lot of these companies suffer. They buy the companies that maybe aren't making a ton of money, but they're very well established, something like Anheuser-Busch, and decide to cost cut tremendously and expect to keep the same level of performance, the same level of output and production. They expect to keep that all the same, even though they're spending way less in payroll. That's how these companies think, and that's why so many people have massive amounts of turnover in companies like this and corporations. But they don't care. They don't care about turnover. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about fostering a family environment or taking care of their employees. All they want to get is as many beers out as possible, and that's just how the corporations are. It says at the time, Lackey said it was his decision to leave the company. Actually, before we continue, I wonder, guys, do you think that these ads, like the Budweiser ad with the frogs and the What's Up ads and all that stuff, do you think that these ads would have performed good in today's modern day? I don't really consider them to be like woke, racist, or anything like that. I mean, they were so simple. I think they would be spot on even in today's world, which is amazing because anytime you have an advertisement stand the test of time like that, that's pretty strong. That means that tells me that it was a very good marketing campaign, a very good advertisement campaign, and they definitely did a good job with it if it's going to last that long. But some people are trying to say that these ads can never exist in modern day, and I don't really know why. I don't consider them to be any sort of controversial. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. It says representatives for Anheuser-Busch didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. The Mulvaney controversy has prompted Anheuser-Busch to replace two executives, Alyssa Herneshide and the company's vice president of marketing, and her boss, Daniel Blake, on leave. Now, I do think that that leave is going to be permanent. I've said it time and time again. I don't see how she's going to be able to come back. Like, how is this woman going to be able to come back? How is he going to be able to come back? There's no way. They're going to wait for the dust to settle. And once the dust settles and things calm down a little bit, they're going to fire them, guaranteed. They're going to take extra caution with Alyssa because obviously she's a woman and they don't want to fire women in public right now because that goes against their woke ideology. But still, they're going to get rid of her. Or they're going to move her to another branch or whatever the case may be within the company. They're not going to keep her at Bud Light. They're going to put her somewhere that nobody's going to look for her. Nobody's going to care unless the people deep dive on it. But then that's why they're going to wait until things calm down. So I fully expect them to either fire her or move her at some point in time within the next month or so. They're not just going to keep her on leave forever. They don't want to pay somebody for nothing, especially somebody who probably makes as much money as she does. You know what I mean? It says a day before Mulvaney's partnership, Herneshad revealed her plans to move Bud Light's image away from fratty and out of touch humor. Oh, that's a great idea. We've clearly seen that is such a great idea. Bud Light surpassed Miller Lite as a top selling light beer in the early 1990s and remains the nation's #1 brew. But sales declines have accelerated since the transgender influencer Mulvaney promoted the brand on April 1st. During the week ended April 29th, Bud Light sales dropped 23.4% versus a year ago, steeper than the 21.4% decline they saw a week earlier. It just gets worse. It's getting worse and worse and worse, man. How stupid must you feel to allow what that woman did to your company? You must feel unbelievably stupid. You really thought that you were invincible. That's the problem. These corporations really think they're invincible. And you know what? To be fair, they are to a point. But if you think that you're not going to feel the ramifications of a decision as controversial as partnering with Dylan Mulvaney for a fucking beer, you have definitely learned otherwise. And you are going to have to now operate with 20 some odd percent less income that you had prior. And I don't know if you can afford that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.